So NBA 2K17 MyTEAM. For a lot of people it was their first time into MyTEAM, and for a lot of people it was the first year they decided just to give up on MyTEAM. This year's game mode had so much promise, but turned out to be an absolute train wreck. In my opinion, this wasn't actually 2K's fault. I think 2K had good intentions, and to be honest, I think that if 2K implement what they tried to implement this year correctly, it could mean that 2K18 could be a great game for MyTEAM. I've made videos a little bit similar to this, but my perspective has changed a little bit since then, and to be honest, I'll probably make another video very similar to this just before 2K18 comes out. So anyway, this as of right now, this is going to be NBA 2K17 MyTEAM, the failed experiment. So first thing that was massively wrong with NBA 2K17 was the player ratings, lowering players' overalls. I understand why they did this. They tried to make it like FIFA where they could bring in players throughout the year. But there was a big problem with that. In FIFA, there are cards above the 90 overall, but there are thousands of players to choose from. In 2K, there are only 450, maybe less players in each team set. Like the Bucks legitimately only have 13 players. So it means there's not enough players for this system to have actually worked. They tried to implement something without really thinking it through, and it just worked well for a little while. People had their golds, a lot of people, I used silvers a lot at the start of the game, the odd bronze was good to use, but then all of a sudden these cards became useless. At around Christmas, just before Christmas, all current cards became borderline useless. So I bet you like go to any random silver player in the game and he goes for 500 coins. So let's see, I assume this is going to be a silver for the Raptors. That's Corey Joseph. 500 coins. Below Terrence Ross. Patrick Patterson. 500 coins. So it's almost impossible to sell any silvers in this game. Like they're nearly impossible to sell. So basically every single player the majority of players in 2K anyway, you'll need to discard because every single silver doesn't even sell. Like you can't even sell them at the lowest price. So you know there's something wrong with the auctions if you can't even sell silver or bronzes for the lowest possible price you can put them up for. And it's not just one or two like last year. You can't sell any of these cards. So I've been watching a lot of videos where people are complaining about MyTEAM online, saying that it's there's not enough to do. They say, oh, it ends when you get Pink Diamond Duncan. But they actually put in prestiges, which is something that 2K did well this year. But the thing is, the biggest problem I have with this is to get the highest reward, you literally need to go perfect. Which is nearly impossible with their servers, because if someone backs out, you get a loss. I'm not going to be complaining about that, that's for a different video, but it's almost impossible. There should not be any rewards that involve you not to lose a single game, because that's just unrealistic. That's almost impossible to do in MyTEAM this year. Blacktop mode. My biggest pet hate of Blacktop mode. The only thing I dislike about it is that you have to pick 10 players at the start. You can't just pick one player from your collection, which I get why, so you're not using the same player every time, but you should be able to swap out players in the 10. So for example, if a card's been used, it's locked in, but say, like I haven't played Blacktop in a while, I definitely don't want to use Quentin Richardson. So why can't I just, because I haven't used him yet, it's not like I'm abusing him, why can't I just swap him out for another card in my collection? It makes a lot more sense. I think I can do this by sending a card to the auctions, but these two are rewards cards, so I can't. It's just really frustrating. It's something that I wish would definitely make me play Blacktop more. Because like, when I started this, I legitimately only had Paul Pierce as a diamond, and since then I've got a lot more and I kind of want to use them in Blacktop, but I can't without using these 4 cards, which I don't really want to do. It's not a big deal, but it's just something that kind of annoys you at the game mode. Something that 2K did that I don't personally like, but a lot of people do, and it's what they've done with the buy now. There's no actual buy now, but there's one reason why I find this really frustrating, and it's because, like say for example, this T-Mac is the only T-Mac up for 24 hours, and you don't win it, or you're just not around for those 4 hours. It means you can't get a T-Mac for at least a day, which is a little bit annoying. I know it brings the cards down in price, but is that really true? Does it actually bring the cards down in price? Because I know it seems like it does, because people are like, oh, Tracy McGrady's card last year would have been a million MT. because they were judging by, I can't remember what card was it. They were judging by the likes of J.R. Smith, the diamonds at the very start of the game. But the reason they were a million MT was because there was like one of them on the market at any given time. As soon as the market became more flooded, diamonds became way cheaper. And the thing is, if you look at diamonds this year and compare them to the amount of diamonds on the market last year, like there's way more. Like there was, this was about how much there was total on the market last year at its like most popular stage. And we're not even an hour in. 2K are releasing way more diamonds, and especially with the events cards, making them way more likely to pull. But yeah, so there's like so many more diamonds. I'd say there's triple, quadruple the amount of diamonds that there were last year. So now I'm just gonna do one big scroll to show you how many diamonds there are in the market. And if you think back to last year, how few there was, just look at the difference. So this is just my kind of reasoning for why I don't think that putting no buy now price above 100,000 is actually lower the prices. I just think there's way more supply and way less demand because there's so many good diamonds. But like, look at that. We're not even a quarter of the way through. And people are saying, oh, it's just these cards would have been a million MT last year. If there was this many diamond cards, they wouldn't have been even close to a million MT. They wouldn't have even been close. There's one thing that I'm actually going to bring up now that a lot of people haven't. And it's not about the pack odds per se, but it is about the pack odds. You'll hopefully understand. I brought this up in a video and I got so much hate, but now as the year is going on, it's more and more evident that this makes a huge difference. And especially since I've started opening packs, at least 75% of the time, you're either pulling a gold, silver, or a bronze. So last year, if you pull the bronze, they all sold for at least 500 coins. But the thing was that their discard value was 250 MT. So at worst, if you pull the bronze, you get 250 MT back. You get 75 now. For silvers, their discard value used to be somewhere between 700 and 800 MT. It's now 150. And there is not a single silver in the game that sells for as much as the discard value last year. And you can look, there isn't. So pretty much every time you pack a silver, you lose, say, 600 coins from what you would have gone last year, at least. Like there was silver selling for 2-3k last year. So say minimum. Like this is if the silver is discard. Because you can't sell any silver, so you have to discard them to make any MT. So you've lost, say, 650 MT per silver. Say if you open 50 packs and you get 30 silvers or bronzes in those 50 packs, you're gonna lose the guts of 10 to 15k MT. Which, while it's not the biggest deal, it stacks up. Gold cards used to discard for between 1000 and 1200 MT. They now discard for 500, and there's not a single gold current player that sells for over 1000 MT right now. So this year's game, all golds are what would have been silvers last year, silvers are still silvers, and bronzes are still bronzes. But emeralds, sapphires, and rubies are all what would have been a gold last year. So really, if you're pulling a ruby, it's just a gold from last year pretty much. Like there's nothing special about them. And then obviously there's amethyst, diamond, and amethyst and diamond would have been amethyst last year, and then obviously half of the diamonds are diamonds. Well, a lot of people might say this is a good thing. What actually has happened is 2K, to keep players within certain ratings, have just made them insanely good. Like for example, this James Harden. This James Harden card is still one of the best offensive cards in the game. Like, this stat has the stats of a 99 in previous 2Ks, except for defense. But he has the offensive stats of a 99, and I still don't get. And this was released in January. All 2K has done is release more and more overpowered players, and because they have to keep them within a certain range, like Rodman is close to a pink diamond. Gasol is literally a pink diamond. George's a pink diamond. Pierce and Unsell are pink diamonds. 2K have just changed the intangibles. So doing this has meant that these are players. I'm going to show you 5 players you come up against every single game pretty much. Realistically, these are the 5 players you come up against in every single game. And it's Harden, Pierce, Rodman, Gasol, and Yao. Because Gasol was 40k at his peak. Pierce was 35k. Harden, when the Adidas packs came out, was at 15k. Rodman was like 13k, and Yao was 5k. So if you played this game all along, you spend about 100k or less on these 5 guys. and they're 5 of the best players in the game, and you come up against them in every single game. Like, it does not matter if the other guy has T-Mac, Durant, because even though at the time, oh my god, 97 shot 3-pointer is incredible, like every card has that now. Like Rondo has a 97 shot mid, Sleepy Floyd has a 97 shot 3, they all do. Nearly every card has the exact same shooting stats now that 2K are releasing. It's just whoever has the nice release. Like if you look at all the good cards 2K's released in the past, pretty much since Paul Pierce, their shooting stats are almost identical. Go on, check. Go on to 2K17 Central, their shooting stats are very, very similar. Nearly all of them are either a 95, 96 or 97 in all of their shooting stats. Very few are 98. Very, very few are 98, but it's all 95, 96, 97, and it's just caused by just 2K's lack of planning, which I already made a video about, so I'm not going to go into that much detail about it. So, just before this video ends, I'm going to be talking about why I think this was just a failed experiment. Because the thing is that what did we ask for coming into the year? We asked for a longer online thing than Road to the Playoffs. They gave us it. They gave us prestige. We're still not happy because there were so many things wrong with the actual game. What else did we ask for? We asked for more ways to earn MT. And I don't know about you guys, but 2K are basically giving away 50k MT with all these playoffs challenges, which can get you most diamonds. So 2K have fixed that. And also more content. And I don't know about you, but 2K have released so many more cards this year than any other year. Like, people are using that complaining, saying, oh, it's just a cash grab, they're releasing all these cards to get our money. But is this not what we asked for? The problem is that they had all these great ideas, but had no clue how to implement it. Basically, I'm going to compare this to, I'm a little bit older now, a lot of people probably don't remember this, but Modern Warfare 2 was actually way worse than Call of Duty 4 because they just tried to put in a load of cool things and it just didn't work out. There were so much things that were overpowered, it just became a shit show, and that's basically what my team is this year. Every single player can shoot threes, every single player can go to the basket and dunk, they're all fast. Defense doesn't actually mean anything because for some reason Harden's my lockdown defender and he's the worst statistics wise defender on the team. But 2K17 MyTEAM was just a failed experiment. You cannot blame 2K's lack of trying for this game mode being a failure. A lot of it is just they had no idea what they were doing, they planned it all out, they had all these great ideas, didn't know how it was going to work in reality and did not implement them well. And the thing is, if 2K use this year being pretty much a failure and use that to make 2K18 better, 2K18 MyTEAM is probably going to be the best 2K. It probably is. Like, there were so many good things about this year. If you're looking at it from a bigger picture, they brought in so many new things. They listened to the community. They brought in so much throughout the year. It's just that, I don't know, they just didn't implement it all correctly, which is a little bit frustrating, but what are you going to do? The game's pretty much over. You can't do much more now. So anyway, that's the video. I know it's a little bit of a rant. I've made similar videos to this before, but my opinion's changed a little bit since that. And as always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.